Hi, my name is Dimitris Hadjiannakis and I will present to you Agile solution for sending and receiving data for updating the electronic books of the Greek Tax Authority platform MyData. Now that we have many companies using our solutions in productive mode, we can present you many details regarding the best way to perform the daily, monthly and yearly operations, either using our C# communication programs or SAP PIPO tools or one of the certified providers. First, we need to know what we have to send to the tax authorities. We have to send three types of data: revenues, expenses, and some special general ledger postings. Revenues are grouped to revenues with customers, e.g. outgoing invoices and credit notes that have to be transmitted one after another to the tax authorities on a daily basis or at real time, and revenues without customers, e.g. Retail revenues that have to be transmitted to the tax authorities summarized either daily or monthly. Expenses are grouped to expenses or purchases with vendors, for example, outgoing invoice and credit notes that have to be transmitted one after another to the tax authorities on a daily basis, and expenses without vendors, for example, retail expenses that have to be transmitted to the tax authorities summarized either daily or monthly. Finally, we have general ledger postings that are grouped to monthly postings like payroll and yearly postings like the depreciation and year-end postings. Then we need to know how we have to send these data to the tax authorities. The tax relevant data should be sent either directly to the Greek tax authorities platform MyData using XML files and special APIs prepared by the tax authorities or via one of the certified providers. According to SAP, every company that uses SAP in Greece should use the standard SAP solution that comprises e-documents compliance and the cloud platform. We have examined this solution and we found that it has the following main disadvantages. First, it does not allow providers to be involved in the book's transmission, losing tax benefits, and it does not aggregate the data that tax authorities need summarized, for example, retail sales. For these reasons, we have developed the Agile solution, which allows sending data with the following three ways. 1. Using a C# communication program we have specially developed. Second, using one of the four Greek providers, for example, Impact or SoftOne. And 3, using the standard SAP PIPO tools. The solution we have developed uses the Hellenization logic that only reads without changing standard SAP data, copying them to an editable table, like the ones used in the MIF, Sales and Purchases Report, and the Warehouse Book, from which it produces the necessary data files for the tax authorities or the providers. Our solution has a one-off cost and has no license, no maintenance, or no per transaction fees, and all next versions of the programs of our solution will be delivered to our customers for free. Our solution is ideal for companies with many daily transactions or with many non-SAP transactions, and this is the reason that so many companies adopted our solution. We have used very strong programming standards comprising secure connections, naming conventions, locks, etc. And all our programs have authorization objects to prevent data access to the proper users that have been checked, tested and approved by many Greek and multinational companies. Our solution comprises 7 sets of programs for communicating with the Greek Tax Authority platform MyData, which are found in the relevant 7 folders of the menu we have prepared. The menu that comprises all our programs is ZGRPR_menu, which comprises a total set of 10 folders. Folder 1 comprises transactions that read the FI documents posted in SAP and copy them to the control table codified according to the Greek Tax Authority codification. The copy is performed using the Hellenization logic that only reads without changing standard SAP data, copying them to an editable table. This is the control table A, like the ones in the MIF and the warehouse book. Data collected in the control table can be checked or amended before sent to the tax authorities or to the providers. The folder 1 transactions are creating either individual entries in the control tables, for example with A1 and B2, or aggregated in retail, payroll, or depreciation. It also comprises a transaction for importing entries to the control table from non-SAP systems, the external. It also comprises a transaction that contains or load transactions that are related to revenues, expenses, and GL postings. Folder 2 comprises transactions that read the control table entries and create files to be sent either to tax authorities or to the providers according to their specifications. The folder 2 transactions are creating either XML files to be sent from the C# communication program or SAP PIPO to MyData, or JSON or XML files according to the providers. For example, Impact that needs JSON file or SoftOne that needs XML files. It also comprises a transaction that has all the transactions for sending the data to the tax authorities for revenues and expenses and general ledger postings. Folder 3 comprises a transaction that requests and downloads the vendor invoices that have been uploaded from the company's domestic vendors to MyData by downloading XML files from the Greek Tax Authorities platform. The data from the downloading XML files are imported in a special table called unassigned, waiting for the assignment to the relevant incoming invoices FI documents. The unassigned table initially comprises all expense items posted in MyData from our domestic vendors, and finally the ones that have not yet been posted in SAP, since all the invoice line items, when they are assigned, are deleted from the unassigned table. Folder 4 comprises a transaction that assigns the vendor invoices that have been uploaded from the company's domestic vendors to MyData by downloading XML files with relevant FI documents posted to SAP. Folder 5 comprises the transaction that sends expense classification XML files to MyData for all the incoming invoices, FI documents that have been assigned. And finally, folder 6 explain the differences that presents explanations for the differences regarding the tax amounts submitted to the tax authorities and the tax amounts calculated by the data uploaded to MyData. Folder 7 comprises transactions for reconciling the data posted in SAP with the data uploaded to the Greek Tax Authorities MyData platform. Folder 8 comprises transactions for maintaining the parameters needed for the Greek Tax Authorities codes determination that are mapping the SAP FI posting with the tax authorities requirements. Folder 9 comprises transactions for helping users operate and schedule all the Agile Solution transactions, including some very significant standard SAP Hellenization transaction, e.g. General Ledger, Trial Balance, and VAT report. And finally, 4.10 comprises the transactions for reporting and monitoring the data importing to the control table and the unassigned table. The control table monitoring cockpit program is the most significant report that has to be executed daily in order to monitor the data exchanged with the tax authorities, since all the transactions in folder 1 to 5 should be scheduled to run either automatically or at real time. When an outgoing invoice is assigned series and numbers, and transactions in folder 6 to 9 should be used on request either for setting, customizing, or for reconciliation. In the second part of this webinar, we will post some data to the system and upload them to the Greek Tax Authority platform MyData, and see the cockpit and discuss all the relevant issues.